all eyes around the world are on Vatican City as the cardinals there prepare to start the papal conclave to elect the 267th Pope. This is a live look at Vatican City, where we're now just hours away from beginning the centuries-old ritual. The process will start at 10:30 our time. Now, yesterday evening, Vatican leaders formally sealed the entrances to the Apostolic Church, marking the beginning of the conclave period. Once the 133 cardinals enter the Sistine Chapel, they will not have any contact with the outside world until they elect a new pope. Each cardinal will vote 4 times a day until 2/3 agree on who will lead the Catholic Church. Now, historically, this process will take 2 to 3 days, but it has taken years in the past. During Mass at St. Peter's Basilica overnight, the senior cardinal urged the voters to find a pope who prizes unity and sets aside all personal interests. And this morning, we are joined to provide insight on the conclave process by Father Tim Wezner. He's with the Archdiocese of Detroit and a canonical expert. Thank you so much for being here this morning and sharing your expertise.
It's my pleasure.
So we talked about 4 votes a day.
Yes.
But all votes may not be created equal. How important is that first vote, and what sort of message does it send?
Well, we won't know actually what the first vote is, of course.
Yeah.
All the votes are secret. But I think the first vote is important for the cardinals to get a feel for where they're all at. They've been meeting together over these past number of days. They've been talking with each other. They have these congregations, these talks that they give on different things happening in the world and in the church. But this is their first opportunity, the first vote, to really see what they all feel, who they feel should be the next Holy Father.
Now, this is obviously something that it's a monumental decision, and it affects Catholics around the world and beyond, more than just Catholics. But let's bring it home locally. How do Metro Detroiters typically engage with a process like the conclave?
Well, like everybody else, we're watching the video for the white smoke. We're praying for our Holy Father, most especially. Masses have been offered. Many of us have been praying for the cardinals. There's actually a really neat website out there where you could adopt a cardinal. It'll give you a name of a cardinal, and you just pray for that cardinal. We're praying, asking that the Holy Spirit will help guide them to pick who our next Holy Father will be and who will lead the church over these next number of years.
Now, what are you hearing from parishioners locally? Are there any desires for who they would like to see, the kinds of qualities they would like the pontiff to embody?
Of course, yeah. So everybody has their favorites, absolutely. And people are praying for their favorite. But I think ultimately we're all praying for a holy man, one who will guide us in the truth, who will boldly proclaim the truth of Jesus Christ. One who will give a beautiful example of living out the love of God, as Pope Francis did, and Benedict and John Paul II before him. That's what we're praying for right now.
And, you know, we have the first Pope from Latin America. Mm-hmm. What are the chances, and of course I know we don't know the chances, so let me rephrase that. How important was it to have a Pope come from a place like Latin America as opposed to Europe, and how important might it be, or what kind of symbol might it send to have another Pope come from somewhere outside of Europe, outside of Italy?
Yeah, I think it's always a beautiful message when the cardinals pick someone who's not European, or especially not Italian. We've had centuries of Italian popes, and we love the Italian people. I think it's a beautiful message to the people from that part of the world, though, when one of theirs is elected as a pope. Just like when a cardinal is named from any part of the world, it's a beautiful message that the church is universal, that it is not part of one territory, one area, that Jesus Christ came for everybody. And when you see a pope come from where you're at, I think that's just a very beautiful sign that, you know, this is our church as well. The church is not something that's out there in Europe or just over there in Rome. It's everywhere, and it's here at home as well. All
right, and of course, there are some American cardinals that'll be there, including one with a very strong Detroit connection. Cardinal Tobin from Newark was born and raised right here. Father Wezner, thank you so much for sharing your insight. We really do appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You're quite welcome.